Hey ladies, so I am later than I said I would be for unfortunately a couple of reasons. So I'll just hang on for people to jump on live and then I'll get going. So yeah, in the meantime, just bear with me. Obviously, if you're watching this bit, then you're watching the replay. So thanks very much for catching the replay. So like I said, I'm going to hang on a minute and people will hopefully hop on live. So, today is all about sales, and sales is something that I've struggled with a lot in the past myself. But it's obviously selling is kind of the lifeblood of having a business. So it is kind of, it's necessary, you know what I mean? And I think is, sometimes when we like to help people. And when we like to help people, sometimes it does feel wrong to sell it, wrong to charge for that. But at the end of the day, somebody reminded me today actually that the kind of, what we would see as the materialistic benefits of having our own business, being able to have more money, essentially, buy nice things, not have to work in an office, all of those things. We deserve those things. And when we essentially trade our time for that money, it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with that. It just means that everybody needs money, unfortunately. Well, I say unfortunately, everybody needs money. And that's it. Money is not good or bad. Money is money. Money is how the world works. So selling is, to get back to my original point, inevitable. It is what it is, and we have to sell. So with that in mind, I'm going to be covering today how to create packages, how to book more discovery calls, where to promote, how to price, and how to price like group things, one-to-one, self-study courses, all that kind of thing. And how to sell essentially without being sleazy, because I think being sleazy is the thing that we struggle with the most. Like I was saying, that we all want to help people, and charging for that seems wrong in a way. That it's the sleazy, like, used car salesman, that we don't want that to come out in us when we try and sell, and we want to be seen as the person who is genuinely helping people. So essentially, how to create packages that your ideal client will love to buy. And this is a thing that I see so many people struggling with, because they're worried that they have to include everything and the kitchen sink in order to make it an awesome package. But it just isn't true. Essentially, all you need to do is find out what your ideal client is struggling with and solve that problem. And it doesn't have to be, like I said, it doesn't have to be all encompassing. So if you want to do one-to-one coaching, all you really need is, sessions. So how many sessions are they going to get? One session a week? Are they going to get 2 sessions a week? How long are the sessions going to be? How long is it going to, what kind of time period is it going to cover? So if it's a really big problem, is it something that they could make a huge change within a month, or 2 months, 3 months, 6 months? What is it? At the end of the day, what your ideal client's problems are, and what is the easiest way for you to solve that problem. So, like for me, obviously a lot of my clients all of my clients they have their own business and they want to take it to the next level. They want to start growing their audience. They want to stop feeling overwhelmed. They want to start making sales, and they do want to make money. So for my ideal client, the easiest way I can help them is to offer them my one-to-one time, because everybody is different, but everybody has the same problem. Everybody is overwhelmed, and whatever they're overwhelmed by isn't necessarily the problem. They are overwhelmed. So by talking to them one-to-one, I can find out what it is that's making them feel overwhelmed, and if it's that they don't have an audience, if it's that like there's only 5 people in their Facebook group, or they can't grow their email list, or they're struggling with followers on Instagram, whatever it might be, talking about that and asking them, okay, what have you done so far? What have you tried? What hasn't worked? What has worked? Talking to them is how I help to solve their problems the most. And for a lot of you, you're going to be in similar situations. You're going to be, coaches or, mainly coaches. But even if you're a graphic designer, you're going to have to talk to your client at some point. So one of your packages probably will include some one-to-one time, because yes, there's a lot you can do over messaging and email, but having an actual conversation, even if it's over, Skype or Zoom or whatever, having a face-to-face conversation then that helps to get everything clear, essentially. So like I said, you could have, I signed up for a 3-month package with a coach last year, and all that was included in the package was 2 30-minute calls a week and unlimited Facebook Messenger. That was it. And it was $3,000. But in those 2 30-minute calls a week and the unlimited Facebook Messenger, I got access to essentially her entire knowledge base. So everything that she knew about passive income, attracting clients, sales, webinars, Facebook groups, creating content, all of those things, I got access to all of it, provided that I ask the question. So, like I said, my point being that if you're a coach and you're creating packages, is it your time that is the problem? Is it your time that will solve the problem? Is it, what is the problem? So if you're a virtual assistant and you know that your ideal client is struggling with social media, what's the easiest way that you can solve that problem? And chances are that it is by posting on social media for them. So whether it's that you create the content or whether they create the content, essentially what will help your client is for you to take that essentially burden from them. So like I said, the easiest way to create the best package is, what is their problem and how can you solve that problem? Because at the end of the day, everybody is going to have a slightly different approach. So if you're a social media manager, maybe you're awesome at writing content, maybe you're not. So like I said, it could be that your clients want you to write the content, maybe they don't want you to write the content, but either way you're going to be posting it. Or if you're awesome at Facebook ads, but you can't create graphics, you can include a package that they have to supply the graphics. Whatever it is, it's up to you. We've all got our strengths and our weaknesses. And don't forget that your clients all have different strengths and weaknesses. So having that package that, like I said, with the one-to-one that I signed up for, that was just 2 30-minute calls a week and unlimited Facebook Messenger, that allowed me to say, okay, well, I need help with this, and no, I don't need help with that. And then I got that kind of tailored package, essentially. So, offering something that is essentially the best way to offer it, and I will come back to like selling and pitching at the end, but just as while it relates to this, is saying, this is the outline of the package, and to get on the phone with you for more information, or to message you, or to whatever, because then you can ask them questions and find out what it is they need. And even though your package is going to be slightly different every time, it shares the same foundation then, essentially. So that is how to create packages. And if you're unsure of what your ideal client is struggling with right now, ask. You can do market research calls, you can put polls in Facebook groups, you can create a survey in type form, whatever you want to do. There are so many different ways that you can find out what they're struggling with. So like I said, once you know what they're struggling with, then you can create a package to solve that problem. And again, you don't have to solve the entire problem. It could be if you're a health and wellness coach and you know that your ideal client is struggling with weight loss, you could obviously offer a package that includes weight loss, some kind of weight loss, that includes exercise plans, that includes, healthy eating plans, that includes food swaps and, all these kind of different supplements they could take, different equipment they can use, whatever. But actually, it could just be that all you need to offer is exercise plans that they can do, full body workouts they can do in 15 minutes. Because, you don't have to You don't have to solve the entire problem in one go. You could focus on exercise as one package. You could focus on weight loss as another package. You could focus on, even like self-care to make sure that they, if they're meditating or they're journaling or they're taking some time for whatever it might be, your package doesn't have to be a one and done then. So, when it comes to pricing, there's a formula that I love to use for pricing, and it's essentially like reverse engineering your goals. So regardless of whether it's one-to-one or group, and what I would say with group is, if you're going to have the same package as a group as you would offer one-to-one, then have a slightly reduced rate. So if it was, I don't know, if it was 3 months for $3,000, maybe it would be 3 months for like $2,000 for a group, whatever. But obviously it is up to you. There's no, you must charge this amount for, your packages. It is entirely up to you. But the way I like to do it is, how much money do you need every month? So to pay all your bills, to, like pay your mortgage or your rent or all the utilities, like fuel for your car, to make sure you've got enough food, any, even a surplus for any unforeseen expenses, how much do you need every single month? And then once you know how much that is, how much do you want to make on top of that every single month? So if it was, okay, all in, I need $2,000 a month, and it's just a number I've put out of the air, whatever your number is your number. So I need $2,000, but I want $5,000. So if I want $5,000 a month, and I know that I can take on let's make it easy. I know I can take on 5 one-to-one clients a month. Then for a monthly package, that's $1,000 per client. And if it's, like I said, one-to-one coaching, $1,000 a month, that is an average figure for, like the kind of Facebook groups that we're in and stuff. $1,000 a month, yeah. And obviously, does that number feel good to you? Because if somebody paid you $1,000 a month to work with you for 3 months, then they would get amazing results at the end of it. If they put in the work and but that's neither here nor there. If you know that if your client was perfect and they did all the work and they did everything you asked them to, and they asked you all the questions they needed and they made the best use of the time they have with you, if you know that at the end of those 3 months they'll have amazing results, is that worth $3,000? And it's a simple yes or no, and it's up to you. If you feel that yes, you've offered $3,000 worth of value, or they've received $3,000 worth of value, because even if they don't make $3,000 in the time they work with you, or they don't lose all of the weight, or whatever it might be, you've still given them the tools to achieve their goal. So whether they do it in the time or not, that's irrelevant. It is what it is. So, like I said, when it comes to pricing, like I said, I would say groups are slightly lower than one-to-one if it's the same content. If you're doing like a self-study course, something like that, it really does depend on the length of the course. Individual like one-off workshops, they could be, $25, $50, $97, whatever, if it's an hour or two. If it's, a week program, maybe a couple of $100. If it's a month, 6 weeks, 2 months, whatever it is. Sorry, excuse me. Whenever I go live, I get a really itchy nose. I don't know if it's like my nervous live tick, but I get an itchy nose. So apologies. And getting back to my point, whatever it is, it's up to you. Like I said, the way I do it is, how much money do I want? How much money do I need? How much money do I want to make on top of that? How much time do I have? What offers can I offer to fill that time? And, how many people? So if I know I want to take on one-to-one clients and I've got time for 5 and I need to make $5,000, that's $1,000 per client. And then obviously it's up to me to make sure I provide $1,000 worth of value per month to each client. But that's back to, creating the package. Because like I said, the one-to-one that I signed up for was 2 30-minute calls a week and unlimited Facebook Messenger. It was up to me to get my $3,000 worth of value from that coach. And, at the end of the day, she's making like $50,000 a month. So clearly she knows something I don't, So the pricing is, it really is how much time do you have, how many clients can you take on. Because if you want to take on a group and you know that, you know, you could take on, even if it was, okay, I can take on 3 one-to-one clients at $1,000 a month, and I want to do a group program. So that group program needs to make me another $2,000. So if I had 10 people in it, that's $200 each. You know, is that easier to sell? Well, that's up to you. But it is, how much time do you have at the end of the day? Because it's all very well and good saying, okay, I only want to work with one-to-one clients and I need to make $20,000 and I've got this $1,000 package. You know what I mean? If you worked with them for an hour each a week, that's 20 hours a week. That is, you know, half an average working week just on one-to-one calls. When are you going to have time for promoting your business, keep staying visible online, all the other, like the paperwork that comes with it, you know, chasing payments, if you're missing any payments, having an actual life, all of these things, you know? So it is, when it comes to pricing, there is no formula, but make sure that you cover all the money you need every month and extra, because, you know, at the end of the day, that's the point, you know? So, that's how creating packages and pricing. So, where to promote, essentially. So, when you're promoting, there are endless places to promote, and there are so many different ways to promote that you could do something different every day for a month. You know what I mean? So, obviously, there's Facebook, and there's Facebook groups. You can post in Facebook groups, you can post in your own Facebook group, you can post on your Facebook page. Obviously your business page. You can post on your personal page if you want to, but Facebook doesn't like you using your personal page for business. That's why they want you to create a business page. So your kind of personal profile, if you are posting on there for business, keep it sort of few and far between, because if Facebook decide, actually, I'm going to shut your profile down because you're not using it in the way we want you to, game over. So you've got obviously Instagram, you've got your blog, Pinterest, Snapchat, emailing your list, there's live video on Facebook, there's obviously Periscope, Twitter, if I didn't already say that. But you've also got, you know, you can write posts on Facebook. You can obviously have an image with a caption on Instagram and change the link in your bio to like direct people to a sales page or even a PayPal page or a blog post. You know, you can post in your blog, you can pitch in your blog, you can email your list with the pitch, you can like connect that blog post to Pinterest, you can even post live videos to Pinterest or videos to Pinterest. You know, you can do a live video on Facebook, upload it to YouTube, share the link out everywhere. There are so many different ways to promote. So obviously if you've got any questions as I'm going along, feel free to pop them in the comments and I will get to them as and when. But so when it comes to promotion, there's obviously, you can also promote locally. Even if you've got an online business, you can promote locally. If you've obviously got a local business, local is the way to do it. But you think if you've got, even if you've got an online business and you know that you work next to an industrial estate and you're a social media manager, you can obviously go to all those businesses if you want to, and you can ask to leave a leaflet, or, you know, see the person in charge or whoever deals with their online presence, and, you know, you can ask them if they've thought of using somebody with your services to, you know, reach the online sphere. If you know that your ideal client, like if you're a beautician, you know your ideal client is the kind of woman who loves to go to the movies on a Saturday night, or she loves to go out with her friends and she loves to, you know, get her nails done or get a massage or whatever, and she also really loves to catch up with her friends over coffee, post a poster in a coffee shop, if you're allowed. Ask first. But even if you're hosting wedding fairs in the area, coffee shops, restaurants, you know, anywhere that you can post a poster where that your ideal client will see it. And that's the key to promoting it. Where is your ideal client going to see it? Because what is your ideal client interested in? You know, it's, you know who your ideal client is, you know what their interests are, you know the kind of person they are. And if you're saying, actually, I don't, I'll be honest with you, the secret to knowing who your ideal client is making it up and hoping that it works the very first time you do it. Honestly. I will get into that, hang on. So essentially, the very first time you create your ideal client, you make it up. You do. I want to work with this kind of person. This person might not exist, but I want to work with a mum or mums who their husband earns enough money so they don't have to work, but they want a career, they used to have a career, you know, they've got like 7,000 children, and they live on a farm in the middle of Nebraska. I don't know, but you make it up, and you see what works and what doesn't. So when you're talking about, if you know that like she's a mum, if your ideal client's a mum, you know she's a mum, so you talk about mum things, you know, and being a mum, there are lots of mum things, you know, but it could be that she feels like she's got no time. She feels like she can't possibly run a business and keep her house tidy. You know, she can't do all of these things, and she needs help with managing her time more effectively, or being more organised, or, you know, effective time management, doing two things at once, which obviously as mothers we're all really good at doing more than two things at once. But when it comes to your business, it's different. So, you know, like I said, whoever your ideal client is, just make it up. Honestly and truly, that is it. There's no big secret to it. But once you have, like I said, got all those bits and pieces, you see what works. If it doesn't resonate with your audience when you talk about, you know, midnight breastfeeding, if that isn't something that makes your audience love your posts, then maybe you stop talking about it. Or if it's, you know, going to the gym, maybe they don't go to the gym, maybe they have no time to go to the gym, so that doesn't resonate with them, then you stop talking about it and you swap it in for home workouts, or running around the park after your child, trying to get them to get in the car because it's time to go home is enough of a workout. Then you talk about that, you know, and it is trial and error until you find what works to attract the people that resonate with your message the most, that you want to work with. So, like I said, when it comes to promotion, are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Do they like Pinterest? Are they going for coffee? And if they are going for coffee, do they actually have enough time to look at the poster you've put on the board, or are they too busy trying to pick up a banana before it gets smushed on the floor? You know? So, like I said, there are so many different places that you can advertise, that you can promote for free. It doesn't even have to be, you know, there's obviously Facebook ads, Instagram ads. You can pay for Google ads. There's, you know, if you've got a Yellow Pages or a phone book, whatever you call it, wherever you are, you know, do people still advertise in that? You know, and also you can reach out one-to-one to people. There's obviously past clients, current clients. You can give them a discount if they sign up for something else while they're already working with you. There's, you know, keeping a list of people that you've seen online that you think would be your ideal client, who, you know, is posting about the things you're struggling with. Keeping a list of these people and, you know, reaching out to them and not pitching directly to them the very first time you speak to them. That's a massive no. But building a relationship with them to the point where it feels right to say, you know, actually I do help people with that. If you're interested, we could get on the phone. You know, there's nothing sleazy about that. And obviously, if you want to book more discovery calls, if you want people to sign up to your group courses, if you want more passive income sales, it is all about promoting in the right place and the right way. So when it comes to how to sell or how to pitch without being sleazy, because like I said, we all struggle with not wanting to be sleazy. There are so many different ways to do it, and again, it depends on where you post, it depends on what you're posting, but essentially share your story with people. You know, you can share a story, share a testimonial, share something of value. Even if you're having a rant, you know, like, I hate when people do this, and if you're one of those people who thinks that this is the best way to market, well, let me tell you it's not, and I've got this course that will show you exactly how to do that. Da, 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 da. But also you can just straight up post a promotional pitch. You know, here is my post, and it is, I've got this for sale. You need it if this is you. If you're struggling with these things, here's how you buy it. But not all the time. You know, not literally every single time you post. And I'm a huge advocate of selling every single day. Every single day. But there are like I said, there are so many different ways and so many different places to sell that selling every day doesn't mean you're going to end up one of those people whose, you know, Facebook pages is literally buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now. So, like I said, you can share your story, you can talk about something that happened to you on the weekend and how much it made you, you know, grateful that you're running your own business, and then offer a discovery call at the end. You know, if you're... So it could be like, this weekend I'm going away for my wedding anniversary with my husband. And, you know, it could be that I'm so grateful that I get to, you know, go to nice hotels and we get to have the weekend to ourselves and we get to, you know, I don't have to take time off work and because, you know, I love my business and my business brings in the income that I need to not have to work in an office. And then finish it with, you know, if you're struggling to leave your 9 to 5 and you know that you want to run a business, let's get on the phone and whatever, you know. The same with sharing testimonials. You know, people who've already worked with you, that social proof goes a long way. Because if you see somebody who says, I'm awesome at sales, and you're like, okay, good for you, work with me because I'm awesome at sales. Well, how do I know you're awesome at sales? But if you've got somebody posting, like my client just said this, and it says, oh my God, Cass is amazing at sales. She taught me so much about selling, and since I've implemented her stuff, I've made $65 million this hour. We've all seen those posts. But having somebody say, you know, since I implemented such and such, so-and-so's advice, these are the results I've had and I can't believe it, you know, I've been stuck on this for ages. You believe it a bit more because it's not somebody saying it about themselves. So there's nothing wrong with sharing a testimonial and saying like, oh my God, you know, my clients have the best results after working with me. If you want these results, you know, message me or let's book a call. The same with if you're sharing value, you know, if you know your ideal client struggles with, like I said, like health and wellness, if they're struggling to fit exercise in because they're a busy mum and they've got 3 small kids or whatever it might be, posting, you know, here is a 15-minute total body workout that you can do at home with a towel and a tin of beans, then, you know, that's helpful to them. That helps to solve their problem a little bit and shows them that it can be done. And at the end of that post you can say, you know, if you've enjoyed this workout, I've got this guide that's full of 15 other workouts that take 15 minutes and, you know, do an entire full body workout from home with minimal equipment. It's only $15, you can buy it here. You know, there are so many different ways to do it that it doesn't have to be sleazy. You know, like I said, you can share. That is how it works. Share your story, talk about yourself, talk about what you help people with, talk about your clients. Even if it's just a case of, I love my clients, they're so awesome and I can't believe I get to work with these people. You know, like I said, you don't have to pitch at the end of every post. And I wouldn't advise pitching at the end of every post, but if you posted twice a day and one of those has a pitch at the end, even if it's just a pitch, provide value the rest of the time, build those relationships, you know, connect with people, share your story, let people get to know you, build your know, like and trust factor. That is the key to selling, because like if you give value and then pitch at the end, people don't mind reading the pitch because they've enjoyed what you've written, they've appreciated the information you've given, and you probably have helped them in some small way. Then when you pitch at the end, that is just taking them to the next step. And it is the same with everything. So if you're sharing your story, like I said, we're going away for the weekend. If you're now at home thinking, God, I wish I could go away for the weekend, that's the perfect time to say, if you wish you could go away for the weekend, let's get on the phone and see how we can help you make your next $5,000 or whatever it could be. Just take it that step further, essentially. And you don't have to, that pitch doesn't have to be, this is the one thing I would say made a huge difference for me when pitching. I didn't give away all the information in my pitch. So instead of saying, you can work with me for 3 months and it's 2 30-minute calls a week and it's unlimited Facebook Messenger and you also get access to my membership site and, I'll get you to fill in this and we'll do this and it's this amount, or you can do a payment plan and you can pay in 5 payments or 15 payments or 25 payments. Tell me what you want to do. Instead of doing that, it is, I can help you make enough money to go away for the weekend. If you know that you're struggling, or if you know that you need to grow your audience and you want to take your business to the next level, I've got this package where I can show you how to do exactly that. Message me for more information. And that message me for more information is key. Because the people who are really interested will message you, or they'll comment and ask you to message them. The people who aren't interested probably didn't even read the pitch because they weren't interested in what you had to say at the top. And then everybody else is, those kind of in between. You've not given away so much that they've already made their mind up, essentially. You have told them to sort of take it that one step further. So they've messaged you. And instead of then launching into, here is how much it is, and this is what it is, have a conversation. Ask them a question. So is it, so if somebody messages you and says, hey, I'm really interested in your social media package because I'm struggling with social media, can you tell me a bit more about it? Instead of saying, okay, here's the package, reply with, hey, thanks for messaging me. What do you think your biggest struggle is right now? Because it could be that you can't even help them. Because it could be something that they're struggling with that actually you can't do. And you don't want to say, okay, here's the package, and then say, awesome, let me sign up right now. They've paid the payment, they've signed up, and then they've gone, right, I want you to do this. And you're like, I don't know how to use LinkedIn. So ask a question. And that, like I said, for me is key. Don't give too much away in the actual pitch. Just a kind of like a soft sell, if this is what you're struggling with, I can help, let's talk. Or obviously if you've got some kind of self-study course, link to a landing page, link to a sales page. If you're struggling with that, I've created this what's the word I'm looking for? Course. If you're struggling with this, I've created a course just for you. You can start at any time. You find out more information here. That's it. But I would also say that, and this is where there's no hard and fast rules about this. At the end of the day, it is how you want to do it. But if you've got like a webinar or a mini masterclass, something like, even if it's something like this, and you say, okay, I'm doing this in a private Facebook group. Here's what I'm going to go through. It's an hour long. There's space for 10 people. Here's the link to sign up, and it's $15, and just whack the PayPal link in. That works as well. It really does depend. That wouldn't work for something like $3,000. People aren't just going to click on it and pay you $3,000 and off they go. Well, I mean, if they did, that would be awesome, but you know what I mean. It does depend on what you're selling, but essentially anything one-to-one, anything with a high investment, rather than trying to sell them in your post, essentially give them enough to contact you, and then you can sell it. And it's the same with booking discovery calls. It's, I guess, the aim of booking discovery calls. When you say I want to book more discovery calls, you don't want to book more discovery calls. You want to sign more clients. You want to make more money. You want to get more one-to-one clients or group clients or whatever it could be. The aim isn't the discovery call. You know what I mean? So the aim is to get them in a position where you're connecting with them one-to-one to sell them on it. And that is it. So, like I said, it doesn't need to be, here is my package, here is everything about it. Do you want to talk about it? Why would I want to talk about it if you've just told me everything I need to know? That's literally a waste of my time and yours. The only purpose then of getting on the phone with somebody is to see if you're a good fit. And yes, that is important. But a really good way to see if you're a good fit is to talk about the package. Because otherwise, what are you going to talk about when you get on the phone? So, hopefully that has helped. Obviously, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask. If you're watching the replay, feel free to drop your questions in the comments and I will come back to them as and when. But yeah, like I said, creating packages, ask if you don't know. The package doesn't have to be all-encompassing. You can solve one single problem with the package, or you can, just what's the easiest way you can solve that problem for them. Promotion-wise, you can promote anywhere, pretty much. There are so many different ways. Obviously, you've got Facebook, Instagram, your blog, emailing, Twitter, you can Snapchat. You can post a quick video of yourself on Snapchat with a bit.ly link. There's so many different ways to do it. There's live video, you can do it locally. You can upload videos to YouTube. You can share the link, again, on all of the social media and pitch in the video. When it comes to pricing, how much do you need every month? How much do you want to make on top of that? How much time do you have? And how many people can you work with? And then booking, discovery calls, selling, pitching without being sleazy. Share a story, share testimonials, share value, rant if you really want to. Share something of yourself and then pitch at the end. Or just a straight up pitch. But don't give away the entire package in the pitch, otherwise what's the point of them contacting you for more information? So, that is our mini masterclass. Like I said, I hope that you have gotten a few nuggets of information. If you're still struggling with sales, I do have a 5 sales audio bundle that I've put together. These are audios that from my membership site, they're Boss Babes Making Bank. So if you're in Boss Babes Making Bank, you already have access to all of these. But if you're not, it's an audio on reverse engineering your sales goals, where to sell in more detail, how to book discovery calls in more detail, overcoming objections on sales calls. So these are, when people say I don't have enough money, or I don't have enough time, or I need to speak to my husband, or I'm not sure I need that. In all of those things, how to essentially get to what the root of the problem is and to either overcome that or to, that's a no. And using low priced offers to generate interest and cash. So that, like I said, that is a 5 audio bundle and I have that on special at the moment. It's normally $37, but for the next few days, until Sunday, the 19th of March, it's going to be $25. So if that's something you're interested in, I'm going to post the link in the comments. And like I said, it covers reverse engineering, where to sell, booking discovery calls, overcoming objections, using low priced offers to generate interest and cash. There's also a bit about pricing in there, getting past the people who say they can't afford it or they need to think about it, and how you can use, like I said, those low priced offers not only to make a quick bit of cash, but to boost your visibility, to grow your Facebook group, all of these kind of things. Like I said, I will post the link in the comments to that and you can go and check it out. And it is $25 instead of $37 until Sunday. So thank you very much for watching. If you caught the replay, thanks very much for catching the replay. Any questions, post them in the comments and I'll see you in the group. Thanks very much, guys. Bye.